defending the homeland, and we are taking back our hemisphere. There was something called the MONROE Doctrine that was ignored for far too long by presidents that wanted to pretend like our backyard didn't matter. And then a president showed up and added the Roosevelt corollary to the MONROE Doctrine. And that president was Teddy Roosevelt, because he understood the importance of the hemisphere. And then foolish politicians over time let it fade. We got distracted by other things all around the world, many of which are important. Americans did great things. This president came in and say not only is the MONROE Doctrine alive, and not only does the Roosevelt corollary live, but now we have the DONROE Doctrine, the Trump corollary to the MONROE Doctrine, that the territory terrain in our hemisphere is key terrain. Take the Panama Canal, where we're working there to ensure that both sides of the canal are secure, that our ships flow freely, that we have more Marines and more soldiers, a new jungle school there, key terrain. We want to make sure foreign adversaries could not control that. Look at Venezuela and Nicolas Maduro, who thought he could flaunt the United States of America. And then he found out in about 45 minutes in the middle of the night. The most heavily fortified compound inside their most heavily fortified base inside their capital city, and Russian air defenses and Cuban guards were no match for them. Our operators, our rangers, those that do incredible things. In fact, there was a Medal of Honor, as you all saw, that came out of that engagement. What a pilot did in keeping his men safe while landing that aircraft and ensuring it landed back safely. Things of the history books. History still happens today. History still happens in the eyes and the mind of all of you. And then you look at Cuba, where we are, where the United States of America has been for over 100 years and where we will remain in key terrain. And that government has decisions to make about what kind of reforms they want to pursue. It's not my job to make that decision for them. It's our job at the War Department to be prepared for whatever our Commander-in-Chief asks us to do on behalf of defending the American people. It would be unwise for the government of Cuba to try to procure or get access to the types of weapons that could reach this base or the American homeland. They would be inviting the kind of confrontation not only do they not want, but they could not stand. No country on earth can match the capabilities of the United States of America. We seek no enemies. We seek no foes. We're a great friend, and we hope soon we can be a friend of the leadership of the government of Cuba. For now, let's see what happens. But the Department of War will give the Commander-in-Chief every single option he needs inside that contingency. And when designated terrorist organizations, criminal cartels, in drug boats, I would not get in a drug boat in the Caribbean or the Eastern Pacific right now, because we are hunting you like we hunted Al-Qaeda and ISIS in the Middle East, with the same networks and the same intelligence and the same capabilities. And that's why we've seen drug flows in the water drop dramatically. They're trying to find new routes. Doesn't mean they're going to stop, but that's why we formed the America's Counter Cartel Coalition, where now we're working with friendly countries in their countries to find where these designated terrorists operate, where they create their drugs, and we're partnering with them. Sometimes we're doing it in the open, so the world can know, and a lot of times we're doing it quietly, so that we can work with those governments, hunt those designated terrorist organizations,